So they call it Fog of War, but like, do I declare war against the fog? Does it declare war against me? Also, like, how do I win against the fog? Do I just... Oh. Anyway, this is Colonel M, and welcome to Chapter 6, Fire Emblem Engage Maddening Mode with DLC Lone Turn Count. We're going to be discussing a lot as far as what we have. For rings, we have Marth on Alear, and then we have Anna on Chloe, Sigurd on Louis, Alfonse on Alfred, Sharena on Clanne, and Celica on Celine. For items, we have Vander with the torch, Framme with the Illume, Alfred has Fensalir, Etier has her steel bow, Boots Alear has Noaton, and then Celine has ingested an HP Tonic and also has Folkvangr. This will be important to reach a damage threshold. Louis has a killer lance with Marth Engrave. We get this through forging an iron lance with the Engrave up to killer. We don't need any might yet. Finally, Chloe has a Sigurd Engrave Javelin. This is to keep the Javelin lighter, as well as to give a little extra damage in the event that a specific configuration happens. Oh, and I pet Sommie, because I love him. Alright, so for turn 1, I decided to just handle the enemy who has the Micaiah ring. I have Yunaka attack first. Getting the chip here is actually kind of nice, because then Yunaka gets a little bit of EXP for turn 2. Now, I have Alear finish this off with Marth. At bond 10, we get Mercurius, and Mercurius will double our EXP. After this bandit is gone, we get the Micaiah ring back. The Micaiah ring will automatically go to Yunaka, and will remain on her for the remainder of the chapter. So, now we have to figure out how to handle the bottom. I have Framme use Illume. So the reason I have Illume is to make the map less of a headache to deal with in terms of being able to move things around. The issue is you cannot move into dark tiles without vision. We have Alfred move up to give Celine spur attack with Echo Seraphim here, and then Chloe can finish this off with the Engraved Javelin afterwards. So the thing with the darkness is that you cannot go through so long as the tiles remain dark. So that means that you need some sort of vision, whether through the player or through the torch, in order to help you out. We have Vander move up here, and then we have Louis zoom right up to this mage. Thanks to momentum, the Javelin will one-hit KO from 10 tiles. We then move Louis one left, and then we have to deal with getting the longbow and the hammer. So we have Etier move to the left, while the Boosh hides in the bush, and then Clanne is going to draw in the hammer. So, on the enemy phase, they will prioritize attacking and then snuffing out the torches. With the bandit that has hammer, it will prioritize poor Clanne. The Sharena ring guarantees his survival, and Clanne can double with fire. Etier, as you saw, was attacked by the longbow, and then the sword fire prioritizes snuffing the torch out. So on turn 2, we move Framme forward and then decide to use the hug command. Shouldn't have done that, but for the most part, this won't matter. Framme was moving where she does give enough vision for Vander to charge forward and Alear to see her target without Yunaka. As you saw, Vander moves forward and uses a torch. Then we have Louis strike with Momentum Silver Lance for a one-hit KO. We then canter next to Vander. With Alear, we attack the sword fighter. This is just so that we can get a little more experience from it. Then we heal with Yunaka after engaging with Micaiah. Since she was attacked last turn, she earns a little extra experience if I recall. So that was the main reason why I was saying the chip was fine. So after that heal, the Boosh, finding his prey, decides to strike at the thief with the longbow. This also allows Etier to finish it off after the Boosh hits. Now for Clanne. We have to get Clanne back to full health, but it's a little tricky to do this turn. However, thanks to Gentle Flower, we can use a vulnerary and restore 22 HP guaranteed. This is only if we're near Celine. We have Alfred attack this thief here, which will have Chloe finish off. And Chloe can finish this off with just about any weapon for the most part, just as long as it has enough might. But she's not really checked too hard by that since we use Fensalir. Now for Celine. We're going to do a little trolling here and equip Folkvangr and then wait right here. During this turn, we're going to have this thief dagger Vander while we have a couple enemies start striking at Louis. Thing is, Louis' defense isn't high enough, so they will still strike at him. And now that there's a chain attack, it will allow things like this thief right here to attack because the chain attack will be doing damage to Vander. After that, we have Alear finish off this sword fighter during the enemy phase, and thanks to the heal, we're able to survive the sword fighter and the axe fighter's attack. Celine gets attacked, which is perfect, that's exactly what we need, and then the Boosh throws hands against this barbarian here and hits him. Finally, we have this particular axe fighter go after Clanne. Clanne evades and then scorches him with a critical fire. Everything else moves, and it is the start of turn 3. Oh, I did also forget to say Louis does need to hit at least these 2 targets on turn 2. There's a pretty good amount of odds to do it. So turn 3, we need to have Alfred take out this thief. Now, if it was the bandit instead, we would need Fensalir. Since it's the thief, we can attack it with anything we want. Afterwards, we have Chloe walk up and javelin this particular bandit here. Now, thanks to Spur Attack and the Engrave, we can double and do massive damage. The thing is that there's sometimes a thief right there, or a bandit that is to the left, and we would have to javelin for it. Vander will move forward and use the torch, while Louis will start moving towards this bandit here and start fishing. Actually, now that I think about it, why does this bandit have a different portrait? Oh, did I say bandit? I meant the boss. Okay, so here's the thing that's kind of slimy. We have to crit the boss's health bar. Now, we do have a 65% chance of hitting with true hit being calculated in. The issue is we need to do a hit and a crit, which is about a 23% chance. There are 2 things that do help us. First, of course, as you see, is Time Wheel. But let's say that you had a critical hit from anyone here afterwards. You can use that to buffer a guaranteed critical hit against the boss. So now we just have to kind of do some fishing around. So first we start shifting with Etier to see if the buffer works. So we go back to Louis, let's try to strike once more, and unfortunately we get a miss. I'll let you know roughly when we do get it, but basically we're just going to be going over each swing. The thing is, with Boucheron, we're going to hit here to get another buffer. This map actually can be done in 2 turns, by the way. The thing that makes a 2-turn a little bit harder is that Celine has to have a 5% crit on the enemy phase. I'll provide a link to the video in the description, courtesy of XS. We go with this route here, mainly because it's the most reliable, in my opinion. So, now we have to buffer again. So this time we have Alear at strike, and Alear gets to be level 6, which is pretty nice. We gained about 2 levels just with the help of Mercurius. So we have Louis move back here, try to crit once more, and I believe this time we actually miss. Yeah, kind of unfortunate. So we just keep doing it, and I believe it is after Clanne hits here, this bandit. We do get the hit, and we do secure that. I did have Framme for an additional hit, but yeah, I was on the last buffer, so it did come close. So, this time we have Louis strike, and this time Louis meets his mark. He's able to critical hit, and the boss's first health bar is down. So now that the first health bar is gone, we can go on with phase 2. Now, I did say I was trolling, but I lied. I was trolling you. We actually need Folkvangr attached onto Celine. This is to get +3 attack during the player phase and the enemy phase. So we buffer to put Seraphim as the next item after Warp Ragnarok is done. Then we Warp Ragnarok for 27 damage. With this in Seraphim, we're going to be able to close the kill thanks to the +3. We also have Resonance to thank for that too, because we get +2. We have Micaiah's Great Sacrifice from Yunaka. This is just to heal everybody back to full health and prevent everyone from dying. So just to show, I did have at least one more frame I could buffer, and instead I just moved Framme over here and hug Etier. Etier's been kind of sad for a while. So I have Celine finish off the boss, and that is it. That is the entire chapter complete in 3 turns. Anyway, this has been Colonel M. Thank you for watching, and have yourself a great day. Maybe the fog of war were the friends we made along the way. Who knows?